Hello, intermediate students. Today we're going to be talking about formatting cells in Microsoft Excel. Now, I do not know if you have the desktop version of Excel at home, so we're going to be using Microsoft Office 365, which is an online version that you all have access to. Go to office.com, log in using your student ID at student.lbschools.net email address, and you can log on to Office 365, which will give you access to Word, Excel, PowerPoint. You even have another email account the district provides for you here in Outlook. And sometimes this is valuable to you. But today we're looking at Excel. So let's come and choose Excel. That will give you to this Excel home screen, and we're going to pick a new blank worksheet. All right, so that loads into Excel. And let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit here. Ooh, that's a little bit too much. So let's zoom out. All right, there we go. And as you might recall, in intermediate, we did learn how to resize cells, how to add background colors, and how to put borders. But let's see how we can do that on the online version. Just like the desktop version, go up to the column headers, A, B, C, D, F, and put the cursor in between the headers. Notice the change in the shape of the cursor. Let's see if I can highlight that for you. That should be that shape right there. When you get that shape, hold the mouse button down, and you can drag to change the column width. You can drag to change the row height. And you can decide exactly how big or how small. Do you want it tiny? Do you want it really big? Check the directions. Sometimes they give you just a visual that you need to replicate. In other cases, they give you an exact distance. And if you click and hold, you actually see that it shows you the distance there, both in characters and in pixels. Now, one thing that's confusing is it gives you characters when you're doing column width, but when you're doing row height, it gives you points instead of pixels, which is a little bit confusing. So you got two different measurements going on for height and width. Next thing you need to be able to change is the background color of the cell. Again, highlight the cell or cells you want. Maybe you want to do an entire group of cells. So highlight your cells. Come up to this button here, the little paint can, and that is your background color. You can pick from the list. You'll notice that this does not have all the choices that the desktop version does. You don't see patterns here. You don't see image fill. The online version is a little more limited, but it will still be able to do more than everything we need it to do. If you want to do an entire column or an entire row, a quick shortcut is click here on the column or row headers, and you can quickly do it that way. All right, that's looking a little chaotic, so let's go ahead and get rid of all that for a second. Okay, now the last thing you're going to need to be able to do for formatting cells is to add borders. Now you'll notice that we do not have access to the Format Cells dialog box here, so everything we do needs to be done with the shortcut buttons. So if I wanted to put a border around, say, a cell, maybe cell F5, I would go up to this button here. I would select the border I want. Maybe I want a border to go around, and I would select it. And as you can see, a border is there. If I want to do a variety of cells, maybe I want a line between the C and the D column. I would select the D column, and I would pick a line to the left. And you can see that gives me a line. Maybe that's not the style line I want, so I need to go in and pick. Maybe I want a different color border. Maybe I want a different border style. Maybe give a nice double border there. Ooh, that did not take that. Make your selection and then pick the border type. That's what I forgot to do. And there you have the blue double line going on. So that is how to format your cells with borders and background colors and size. If you have any questions, send me an email or post something on the discussion board.